Good people, what is going on? Another episode of the All Go Podcast. Want to quickly talk about these reports been hearing on Aaron Rodgers, as well as reports on him going to the Vikings potentially. I have no idea what the Vikings are thinking and doing here. I was someone who I made a video. I said if I was Minnesota, I would be okay with signing Sam Darnold to a new contract. And the reports just came out on his Seattle deal. It's basically a 1-year contract. It's a 3-year deal, $100 million, with $37.5 million is guaranteed. So they could basically move on from him after one season and almost no dead money. If that's the case, why the heck wouldn't Minnesota do that deal? I would have gladly done that, because what you could do is have him and JJ battle it out in training camp, because from the sounds of it last year, JJ was leading the race, and boom, okay, cool. So if JJ starts and we got Sam Darnold for 1 year, you could even trade him potentially, but nonetheless, you can move on with no dead cap, and hey, we got the keys to the franchise to the young guy. But, and the reason I thought Sam Darnold was because he just was there, threw 35 touchdowns, had a terrific year. He knows the system. He knows the players. He knows, how Justin Jefferson runs his slant routes and dig routes and so on and so forth. Same with Addison, right? He knows the different things with those guys. Aaron Rodgers doesn't know anything about those guys. So why the heck would you bring him in from outside with all of the things that come with Aaron Rodgers being on your roster, which he had a decent season last year. I know he threw 28 touchdowns, but if you watched Aaron Rodgers, if you were impressed with Aaron Rodgers last year, your QB evaluation's a little suspect. But I didn't think he played great last year. I think he was all right. He was decent, but that's not enough to deal with the entire Aaron Rodgers experience. On top of it, Aaron Rodgers is a free agent. He was released from the Jets. Gosh, when did Aaron Glenn get that position? I mean, I don't think I'm over-exaggerating. It's been a month since Aaron Glenn, got the head coaching job. And pretty much it was like a week later, they met with Aaron Rodgers and were like, hey, we're just going to go our separate ways, so on and so forth. From that point forward, you knew you were going to be a free agent. You knew that. So my thing is if you have an agent who was not working the phones and putting feelers out for what teams want to do, so that you could have some information on, hey, here's what the Vikings are thinking, here's what Raiders are thinking, so on and so forth. Write a list of 4 or 5 teams with options that, hey, they might be willing to, have a discussion. So then when you're released, boom, we can start working and we're good to go. We got our 4 teams. Let's talk, see what they're thinking as far as contracts go, length, blah, blah, blah. And we're rocking and rolling. Let's sign. Let's get ready, right? Let's get the playbook. Let's get ready to go. So I don't think that this is something where Aaron Rodgers does not have the information needed to make a decision. Part of me thinks this is just the Aaron Rodgers experience. He wants to wait just to have attention on himself. Likes to see his name all over, the sports talk shows and, getting the attention. And that's part of the problem. You don't play at the level. You're not the 4-time MVP Aaron Rodgers anymore. You're the same person, but you're not that same player. So I don't want to have all of this baggage with bringing you on. I don't. If I were the Vikings, I would move on, because this is already a bit too much. And for Kevin O'Connell, why? I don't understand it. Like I said, if I were the Vikings, it would be a quick conversation. Hey, here's what we're thinking. Assuming they are interested, here's what we're thinking. Whatever. 2 years, $40 million. I have no idea, but let's say it's that. 2 years, $40 million. What do you think? Well, let us get back to you. Cool. You got 5 days. If I don't hear back from him in 5 days, we're moving on. Because I'm not trying to have this saga go on. I mean, we got the draft next month. dude, we got stuff to do, man. I can't be here waiting on you to make a decision. You're not Joe Burrow. You're not Patrick Mahomes. You're not those guys. As far as legacy-wise, yes, you are. But as far as your performance, your level now, you're not there. So, no, I'm not playing around this waiting game. It's time to make a decision. We going to move or not? And that'd be the end of it. So we'll see. Last thing, I also saw some type of commercial or something with JJ McCarthy, and it looked like some kind of health product or like some kind of mat or something like that. But that dude looks skinny, man. And I'm saying this as a pretty skinny 38-year-old. He doesn't look like a NFL quarterback right now. I certainly hope he is eating and getting his time in the weight room. Because, man, the 17 games is a long season. So we shall see. That is it for me. Peace.